Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu. Kyou wa
Hello, and welcome to another Library of Ohara Direct. Today, we're going to cover what new content and changes you can expect on the Library of Ohara across this upcoming year of 2020, directly at you. Okay, no, I'm just joking. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. As is always the case every year, I wanted to make a New Year's update to cover what content you can expect in 2020, and since I felt it would work best in video format, I thought I'd go ahead and do it this way, just to be cheeky. But yes, let's go over what you can expect in 2020, and we're going to open off with the new changes that will be coming on to the library. First of all, yes, as I've brought up before, I am officially making the switch to the official release. This has been a change I've been wishing to do for a very long while, but considering all the things that I had to work on to make sure this worked, such as the long write-up I made giving an honest look at the situation, which took a few weeks to make sure I was as polished as it ended up being, as well as a bunch of other things, including the stress of having to deal with this topic and all that stuff, I wanted to wait until all that I had to work on during the last year was over, such as my trip to Japan among other things, before I focused my time and energy on doing this change. I know that many people have either harassed me into doing this change or have harassed me into not doing this change, but I ultimately want to make it out of my own choice. I openly respect and understand those that feel differently based on a variety of reasons, and I have no problem with that, but I wish to officially support One Piece myself directly. That's something that I've always wanted to do, and I just ask that you respect my decision and stance on this as well. In a few days, I'll be making a post on the library about trying to set the rules for this change. What I mean is that I want to make sure how to tackle this, because I want to also do things like implement a spoiler policy on my social media where I don't cover any sort of spoilers. But while some might think that making this switch is so easy, it's just a matter of doing it, there's a lot of gray areas specifically that need to be clarified. To put a random example, let's say that in a League Jump issue there's new information about Pirate Warriors 4 or something like that. Yes, technically the information comes from a leaked product, just like the chapter, but important established sites such as Crunchyroll, among other reputable gaming sites like IGN and all those things, have often covered these, even if it is from leaked content. It's an industry standard that it's okay to talk about leaked content from leaked issues, so would it be okay for me to cover it as well? These more ambiguous questions are what need to be clarified for this switch to be properly done. I want to make all of these things fully clear, and I'll be making a post on my site asking for your feedback in general on how the rules should be established and how you feel about them before we fully set them in place. With that said, even having not posted that yet, I already haven't and won't be posting before the official release anymore. We'll still go over the specific rules in this post in the upcoming days, but the change has already been made. My content will only come after the official release, but I hope you can be patient enough to wait until then. Moving on, there's a new and exciting change that will make chapter secrets even more accessible to people around the world. And that is that, starting from very soon, mis análisis serán disponibles en español. Yes, I know that people still get surprised that I can speak more than one language. Hey, I can speak a few ones, but that aside, yes, my content will be available translated in several languages from now on. This is in fact actually something that people have already done for a good while, as people from different countries have translated my content into other languages to make it more accessible. However, most people do not know that this translation even exists, and as such, I wanted them to be available on the Library of Ohara so that anyone can easily access them. Not everyone in the One Piece community is fluent in English, or even knows the language, so this will help a lot of people enjoy my content even with the language barrier. It'll obviously be a little bit after my own English release, given the time it takes to translate, but I hope this will make my content accessible to more people and help communities from different languages around the world connect a little more. And for those of you who perfectly understand English, then this won't affect you at all, as nothing will change, so no worries. The blind languages will be implemented very soon, but more may be added in the future if that becomes possible. I know a lot of people have asked me to translate things in the past, so if you're interested, just message me on any of my social media and I'll get back to you. But with that said, look forward to reading chapter secrets in different languages if you aren't fully fluent in English. So, are you enjoying the direct so far? Now, I'd like to move on onto my content across 2020 and what you can expect in terms of content. First of all, I'd simply like to touch on the content that you can likely expect. As always, my chapter secrets will continue to publish, just like normal, so there won't be many changes on that front aside from the fact that I'm switching to the official release. There'll be the same analysis you've always loved with just as much passion and effort put into them. You can also expect coverage of any important media such as magazines, fever cards, volumes, and anything else that is relevant. This also includes the release of Pirate Warriors 4 coming this March, of which you can expect a full review from me among a few other things. I also hope to publish some other projects and update other old ones across the year whenever there's the time. Furthermore, however, you can expect content from this YouTube channel. As I've said before, uploads won't be incredibly frequent, don't expect like a new video every single week or something like that, but rather complementary to my site. I already am pretty much working full-time on the library, so any content here is just additional projects that I feel would work better in video format. My content on my site won't change at all, so don't worry about any of that disappearing, but now you can expect even more bonus content with this channel. I also will hopefully start collaborating with other YouTubers and other wonderful folks in the community pretty soon. I know many of you have wanted me to collaborate with them, and many of them have even asked me personally to collaborate, so this is something I really can't wait to do. And yes, that even means a collaboration with none other than Barry the Brick, don't worry, I know you're waiting for it. The big hurdle has always been me being comfortable enough with using my voice. That's always been a bit of a struggle, especially in a live setting where I can't take different takes, but I've gotten used to it rather quickly in the end, so I feel I'll likely be ready to do these collaborations very soon. With that, I also hope to do some streams of my own if the opportunity arises, among other things, so I'm really looking forward to it all, and I hope you can look forward to it as well. By the way, did you notice the new opening? I'll be using this one in my videos from now on. It was generously offered to me by a fan by the name of Yali. That's most of the updates I wanted to give you in regards to 2020. As you can tell, I plan to keep putting as much effort and passion in my content as I have always done before, as well as make a bunch of changes and additions that will make it even more accessible and polished than ever. Thank you for your continued support, and thank you for tuning in on this direct. However, before we go, we have one big final reveal in store for you. Please, take a look. Two years ago, something beautiful happened. On May 2nd, 2018, the Reverie arc begun. The Reverie arc was an arc like no other. It was different, unique, and showing us things and places that we wanted to see for so long. Every single week felt like a celebration, like an event for the community, and being able to be there doing those events was an unforgettable experience. But then, one day, something horrible happened. The Reverie ended. It just ended, just like that. Poof! It vanished from our lives. And while Wano has been amazing so far, a part of us, deep down, wondered when we would continue and see the events of the Reverie again. And we eventually did get back to it, only to see that what we got was the aftermath of the Reverie. A really good aftermath, but still. I would have said we would learn more of this aftermath in 2020, but it was evident that the Reverie itself suffered an ill fate. That of being off-screen. Yes, the super secret project that I've been teasing for the past week so much is a whole series of fanmade chapters for a total of 5 full standard length chapters, which will cover the off-screen events at the Reverie. That is an entire short arc worth of fan-made chapters. This is sort of similar to other projects I've done in the past, such as the 5-chapter long Katakuri vs. Doflamingo fan chapters I made a couple years ago. However, unlike that and other parodies of mine I've done in the past, not only does this one have a much higher level of writing and production quality, but also has completely unique artwork done from the ground up. Every single page was drawn from scratch to deliver a truly authentic manga experience. The artist who has made this art is the incredibly talented Professor Gemini. You might know her from the Katakuri vs. Blackbeard Pirates fan chapter that made the rounds a year ago. You can expect a similar level of quality, except this time a lot more thought has been put into both the writing on my side as well as the artwork on her own side. I've poured an enormous amount of work towards making sure that the writing for these chapters is as highly polished and possible, well above that of previous parodies of mine, and even Gemini's artwork has considerably improved from last year. What she has made is so polished, as you can see from all the examples provided here, and the finished product looks even better. There are certain pages that are downright stunning and I would love to show you, but I wish to refrain from showing too much to avoid spoilers. I'll be including links to the social media and other of Gemini's work, so please support her for all her incredible efforts. What she has done to make this project happen cannot be understated. Furthermore, we'll even be having some other guest artists to draw the cover pages for each chapter, all being cover requests that you asked for on Twitter. So, if you're lucky enough, your cover might get featured. Regarding the contents of the chapters themselves, it is obvious that they are not canon. I'm not Oda, and he wasn't involved with this, obviously, but this isn't meant to be canon or a replacement for Oda's work. It's clear that a lot of this will eventually be deconfirmed one way or another, but I hope that you can still enjoy them as individual pieces of media, just in the same way that, for example, Stampede wasn't canon, but still was such an enjoyable piece of media that allowed us to see something that we always wanted to see. I hope that this, at least in some form, will help fill that Reverie-shaped hole in your heart. All of the people involved have poured so much hard work on this project, so I hope you'll be able to enjoy it as much as we've enjoyed working on it. In terms of when it will be out, we ask you to wait just a little bit, given the absolutely enormous amount of hours that go into making it take a lot of time and pressure. Even just one page can take an immense amount of time to work on, so you can imagine all the effort that 5 whole chapters require. We have already completed a large part of the project over the past few months, but we still need a bit longer to finish the rest. We can, however, give an estimate, as we are hoping to start releasing the chapters sometime in March if everything goes well. We cannot guarantee this 100%, as any hiccups could happen, as after all, like I said, an unbelievable amount of work is going into it, but we hope to offer it to you as early as possible. Please wait just a bit longer and look forward to it. Finally, I just want to say thank you to everyone once again. Thank you for taking your time to check out my content. Thank you for all your patience with the time it takes for me to work on it. Thank you for all your support and help that you provide to me. And thank you for making my One Piece experience so much more enjoyable. I hope you continue enjoying my content across 2020 and that it helps you enjoy One Piece even more. Thank you for everything once again, and thank you for tuning in for this Library of Ohara Direct. I hope to see you soon. Bye!